right, good morning, y'all. We have a very special day today. I wasn't sure if it was gonna happen. I couldn't believe it when we started talking about it, but a deal came through. It's not a deal for a lot of things. It's actually a deal for only one thing. I've been doing this for almost 2 years now. Um, and through the process, you meet a lot of people. You talk to a lot of people. You make good friends. And one of my good friends, he told me a long time ago that he had this item and he said that he'd never gotten a good offer on it. I had somebody that was looking for one. And so it kind of started a discussion between us of like, okay, well, like, what would it take to get? Long story short, we both came to a number that we were super happy with. And I am now the proud owner of a sealed Cloud City in absolutely pristine condition. The box on it is immaculate, like an easy 9. I can't believe it. I've got that one. This is an open box one, 100% complete, and then another one with no box. Yeah, it's been a wild trip. I never thought I would see one. I've seen 3 in 2 years, in varying states. All the Boba Fett's and the open ones are amazing, but yeah, that sealed one, it's been exciting, but like I feel like I'm just gonna have it for a little bit, like there's somebody that I was talking to before that was interested in it, but after I saw the box, like I'm not sure I could let it go for the price that we were talking about. So I might hold off on it and shop it around a little bit more. I mean, worst case scenario, I keep it and it's amazing and I get to have it here every day. But yeah, like it's honestly unnerving, like completely unnerving, because the condition of the box is so good that like it's uncomfortable to be around. Like I luckily had that acrylic case for the other one that was open, and so it wasn't hard for me to swap those. But while I was doing it, just like I was watching hockey with my wife last night, first intermission, and I'm like, I gotta go switch the box because I had it in a different box. I was like, I gotta go put it in the acrylic case. And she's like, what? And I was like, I'm just thinking about it. Like, I'm thinking about how it was bubble wrapped and making sure that it's not pressing on the box in any type of way to cause any damage and stuff. And um, so yeah, so like I came out here, I swapped the acrylic. I actually had to take, it's not an acrylic case, it is an acrylic case, but it's for jewelry boxes. Like it's a jewelry box, so it's meant to lay down, and then there's a lock on it that you can do and undo. And I actually had to take the lock off because it's stuck in, and potentially if the box slid backwards in the display case, it could cause damage to the box. So just tons of stuff, like weird thing to worry about. But when you do have such a high value item, like, yeah, I don't know, it's a bit unnerving. I'm not planning on keeping them in here. We put the figs away, and then the box ones going in a special spot in the house after this video. So yeah, pretty wild. It's pretty crazy to look up there and you just see like 3 massive grails. Yeah, I don't know that I've soaked it all in. It's pretty awesome, to be honest. This is my favorite part about this, man. Like, that's worth like 3 times those 3 sets, like 3 times what my first car was, easy. Which is like crazy to think about. Like easy. But yeah, that's my favorite part about this, is like you never know what you're gonna find talking to the people, making deals. Yeah, man, like it's been like nothing else I've done before, and like it's a treasure hunt every day, and that aspect of it just like gets me up, gets me excited, gets me going. Like there's many treasure hunts, and not every day is a sealed Cloud City, but there's many treasure hunts throughout your week and stuff where somebody drops off bulk and you're digging through finding stuff, and then you're looking stuff up, and you find a piece that you didn't know was valuable, and yeah, it's just like all that, and that to me keeps it really exciting. I got asked just the other day if I ever get tired of it, and I was like, to be honest, no. was like, this is what I do for fun. Like, I come out here and I process stuff, and like, it gives me an overwhelming sense of security to know that direct amount of time that I put into this, the output of it is potential income, right? And so for somebody that is has always valued stability in their life, it's just like a way to relieve my anxiety of, okay, like if I continue to work hard at this, or if I continue to do this, I'm making my life more stable potentially, and that's really meaningful. Yeah, pretty impressive. Like I can't believe that this happened. Uh, it's a yeah, like I said, it's unnerving. Like I don't know that I want. It's cool to display it and stuff, and we're gonna get some photos with it. But I feel like I'm just a steward of the next place, you know. We'll take it off to the next spot or whatever, and I got to be careful about how I advertise it and stuff. But I want to do that. But yeah, I'll have additional photos and stuff. I might do a video where I walk around it, so that for the memories, I can remember what I had. I don't know if it's going to be something where I look back in, 10, 15 years and be like, if I had that, we could have paid off the house or something like that. But the truth of the matter is the money in hand now is more important, right? What it means to us and our family, and then also what we can do with that money over 10 to 15 years, right? So I continue to reinvest quite a bit into the business. We still do a lot of Lego buys and whatnot. And the money for that came directly out of what our personal money was. So, with the idea that it's a bit of an investment that can have, a short term to long term yield. So, yeah, pretty awesome. Still pretty stunned. It's weird. I'm just a dude doing this in this garage. My bubble isn't very big socially. And in the YouTube space, in the Lego space, I'm an unknown. Like I'm just a dude. And so like it's weird that I have these, and there's not like I don't really have an outlet outside of I can put them on Bricklink and I can put them on my website, And so kind of hoping YouTube can help with that, but I don't really have a lot of like I'm not putting a lot of eggs in that basket. Like I know that this would resonate with me, but I might be the only one. And so we'll see what ends up happening. I like waking up in the morning. One of the first things that I'm doing is making the vlogs and kind of like checking in with myself and checking in with, what I know that I need to be doing. And so like that's been super helpful. And so at the end of the day, to have that and then also be cataloging how this process has gone down, and then also the history of this with, for myself and for my son, I think is really cool. And so even if it doesn't go anywhere, even if it says there's going to be a bunch of videos that nobody watches, it's still going to be on our channel, and it'll be documented and we'll have it, and so uh so in that sense it'll always be valuable to us, and it'll always be exactly what we need it to be. But yeah, well, yeah, it feels like a big day. I Sleeping was weird last night. I was really excited, buzzing, kind of thinking about it and stuff. And so, yeah, stick with this, man. You never know what you're gonna find when you do this. It feels like it's just been cool thing after cool thing after cool thing, and I'm hoping that there's no shortage of it. I know the sourcing has been troublesome for some people in my area that do this as well, and so I'm not sure. We'll always get creative. We'll always cast as many lines out there as we can, and we'll always continue to push for new inventory and new good quality stuff. And so when I say don't buy everything, buy the right thing, I think this is a perfect example. We had the money to be able to do this because we don't buy everything. We don't. So much stuff comes across our doorstep, and so much of it is just not the right thing. It's a lot more work that needs to be put into it, and when we already have work, it's not. Yeah, it's not the right fit. So yeah, I don't envy those people that just have to make a bid on everything. But yeah, we don't do that, and so we were able to make a pretty big move. Last thing, sales were pretty great, like really great, and still pushing over. Man, I should have checked it before I did this video, but I was really excited to get up and do it. I know it was at least over 400 because we sold the UCS X-Wing that I need to finish inventorying. And so I know that was really good, or a good sale. And then there were some other bigger ones, but yeah, I mean, I dropped off packages yesterday and I think I have 9 again today. So every day it's just a consistent rolling of orders. And I had gotten to the point where I was like, I think I'm just going to drop off packages every other day. That way I don't lose that time, because it takes packages are like, it takes probably, I don't know, 5 to 7 minutes to package an order, which is pretty long. So like maybe a little bit less, right? Depending on what the order is. But that's including picking, right? So picking and packing, I think that's a really good estimate. And so you lose like an hour with 10 orders or more, depending on really what's in there. And then I have to drive them to the post office and drop them all off. And so doing all of that, every day it's about an hour and a half to 2 hours. And, it's the final step in capturing the revenue that you've set forth to gather. But, and so like, it's not really, I don't know, it's important to be accurate, right? Because like you can lose that money if you're not, in during this step. So, but it just kind of sucks. I'd rather do it for 3 hours one day than 2 hours 2 days, or, um, or whatever. So tried to do that, but it just hasn't worked out. It's been just every single day dropping them off because I don't want people to wait too long. I'm generally return it around in 24 hours. I'd like to have that cushion just in case anything happened. If I got sick, I'd be up to speed. And I have processed orders when I was sick before, unfortunately, and I made at least 2 huge errors when I did it the last time. Brain wasn't working. I was in a fog. And so something I don't want to do. If I have to, I'll pause the store and then reach out and send people an email or something. But yeah, I don't want to be processing when I'm sick again. Yeah, crazy stuff. I'll take a short little video of the things that we sold once I pick all those orders. And then, yeah, check in again. I do have somebody coming today to help out. I think the goal for that, oh man. So last little bit, I spent 3 hours yesterday, working on my Dymo printer. I want to destroy it. It is awful. And they made an update, or in the latest update in Mac OS. If you update to Mac OS Tahoe, which I made the mistake of doing, Dymo Connect just outright doesn't work. You'll get one session before it won't work anymore, and you'll just get a white screen. And then after that white screen, if your printer was set up correctly, you're good. You continue to print and it's fine. But if you didn't, like if you didn't select your printer, you're not printing again. I had to install virtual machine software. I had to run a virtual machine, and then I had to edit my labels in my virtual machine just to be able to do that portion of it. After I did a full install again of the Dymo software off the virtual machine to just select my printer. So I got it printing, and then afterward, to change the label format, I have to run a virtual machine. And within the virtual machine, the software still runs like terribly. Terribly. You can't zoom on your labels. Infinite problems. I cannot believe how bad it has gotten. Reaching out to Bricker to talk to them about it. It's not their responsibility or anything, but it's within their wheelhouse. Like they have label software and then Dymo support. I'm not the only one having this problem, essentially. Yeah, I spent so long working alongside ChatGPT in order to get it going. And, it resolved the printing error, which was awesome. But when it came down to the software and label management stuff, it just was atrocious. The whole point of that was my goal yesterday was like, okay, I'm going to take it a little bit slower. I'm not going to focus super hard on adding parts or adding value to the shop, like a numeric value. We always add value. But I wanted to label up these bins right here. I was going to do numeric labels with barcodes on them and then scan the contents into each of those locations. That would have been awesome. That would have been something that makes it so their pick times are a lot faster. It makes it so that, say this I've originally I didn't have this many figures, but now like Avengers is overflowing, right? And so I'll break that up into two different categories, and then I'll have a barcode that says like Avengers 1, Avengers 2, or something like that, right? And so when somebody orders something, it'll be like, this Thor is in Avengers 1, this Iron Man is in Avengers 2, type thing. And so it really helps to narrow down, and I can reduce the total count of items in each of those bins, which then reduces my pick time and then also increases my pick accuracy, because on the other side, I have some bins that are kind of big, right? One's just a catch-all bin that doesn't have a category. And sometimes I think it's in, city. Like I mistakenly have one, what is it? Modulars, bin, and then two city ones. I can't remember what the definition for those two city ones were. I think it was firefighters and like workers, and then the other one was just like city people. But yeah, I was looking for a modular fig and it took forever. And then like I went through the catch-all bin, and the catch-all bin I dump out and wasn't able to find it. So it'll reduce the pick time. And so I was like, oh, this is something super great that'll have a good yield. I'll invest the time now, and then I'll get it back over the course of the next couple of years, right? Like, nope. Instead, I just worked on Dymo labels for 3.5 hours or more, trying just to get to where I was weeks ago, right? Like, open up the software works, and print. Like, yeah, absolutely atrocious. Everything I read about Dymo printers is awful, but the Bricker integration currently right now only supports Dymo. I hope that changes. I really hope that changes. And that's not even talking about the hardware. I've replaced my Dymo printer 4 times is being generous. It's 4 times that I can remember. And I'm certain it's more than that. I got to the point where when I was doing the pricing originally for this table, and adding each of these figs to inventory and getting everything out on the table. All right. I had to print the labels for every single fig. I think the amount is like 600 per side. It's like 1,200 figs, and that's not counting the stuff that's binned. When I had to do that, I bought 2 backup printers just to have next to me, because we were trying to get it done before a garage sale. And if we didn't finish it before a garage sale, we couldn't have the garage sale. So the amount of jams that straight up broke the whole printer were crazy. And when it jams, it's not like a little jam. It decides to spit the whole roll out, and jam it into itself. It's nuts. And each little label's like a cent to 2 cents. And so like you're just getting more frustrated because you're losing money, you're losing time. Yeah. All of it's to say it's the worst. Like, it's the absolute worst. Yeah, nothing but trouble. And so now I'm at the point where it's like, don't touch anything. Don't change anything. Keep it all the same. You have a way that works. If either of these aspects go down, I'm toast, right? Like, if I can't print labels, I'm toast. Like, I don't know what I would end up doing. And because it automates so much of my process. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to end up either editing in my virtual machine if I can get it working better than what it's doing in order to print the labels just for these bins, or I'm going to have to go to my desktop, edit it, email it to myself, come out here, upload it in the back end of Bricker, and then print out a sample, and then make fine-tuning adjustments by walking back and forth and doing that process over and over. It's super annoying. And what I mean by fine-tuning adjustments is, like, on our labels, you get this Yoda and Han are perfect. Like, here it says Han Solo, dark blue, right? And it's like kind of on the, like, you can read it pretty well, and it's on the fold, right? When you use a different label, or I think it's when I change the labels, this happens. Like, the sizing's not exactly the same. When I even could change a label roll, it could happen. It'll drift off to the bottom, right? So in order to do that, I have to bump it up, reposition it, and then reprint it. And so yeah, it's a lot of fine tuning, like, in order to get this stuff right. And then my original goal was to change where it has the character's name from Han Solo to be their minifig ID so that when I'm picking, it's faster. Because there's a lot of times where like you're picking stormtroopers or whatnot, and I know it's a stormtrooper, but I need to know the exact variant in ID, right? And so if I had that on the front, it's easier for us. Like I can just read through really quickly and be like, there it is, boom, easy. But I think that plan is super delayed. I don't know what's gonna happen with that. I know it doesn't look as good and it's not as clean to like see that weird number on the front. But my goal was to try layouts until I got to a spot where I could, you know, land on a good one, and be happy with it. But I don't know if I have to walk from room to room, just for fine tuning adjustments, not including the big tuning adjustments. I just don't think that's going to work. But yeah, that's it for now. Let's take one more look at that sweet, sweet Cloud City. It's so pretty. I'm going on the other side. Man. Yeah, I'll definitely take a video of everything, right? Like taking out the acrylic and just take a look. Because yeah, I want to document it. It's like I don't know how many people are gonna own something like that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take a picture of me with all three, and so when 20 years I can look back and be like, oh, cool. Could have paid for the house if I kept those. I don't know. We'll see. Sweet. All right, we'll check in later.